About what power is. I think there's a misunderstanding with exactly what it is, and I'm going to break it down. So, when we are performing a power exercise, that means we're lifting body weight or body weight plus 10%. So, if we're squatting 200% of our body weight, that is not a power exercise. Technically, powerlifting is not a power exercise. It's max strength lifting is what it should be called. According to NASM, or National Academy of Sports Medicine, technically power should be superset with a heavy lift. But the heavy lift alone is not power. Power, what it is technically, is firing all your muscle fibers in the shortest amount of time possible, like a jump or a throw, like pa, pa. So max strength, I could be lifting 100 pounds or 200 pounds or 300 pounds, like that. That is max strength. That isn't power. So just like cycling, just the resistance alone and turning over real slow isn't really power. But you start gaining power. If you have a power meter, what you start doing is increasing the velocity, and you start seeing your power increase, because firing or increasing velocity, firing your muscle fibers, is what's increasing power. So, that being said, let's take a look at a couple power sets. Again, in strength training, power sets is really only technically power if it's a max strength set, superset, meaning followed by an exercise that has to do with some sort of velocity, some throw or some jump or something that is fast. So let's take a look. We'll start out by showing this first exercise as a disclaimer, because it's very important to go through the proper stages of strength training. Here you see her stabilization is very good. She can break all the planes of motion and is very stable. If you're not stable, consider doing stabilization and traditional strength longer before going on to the power phase. Here, Paula is demonstrating the lateral lunge to single leg, single arm overhead press, breaking the sagittal plane. All cyclists and runners are always stuck on that sagittal plane. It's very good to break that. Notice she's lifting a little bit more weight than she's comfortable with, but she's still keeping it under control, and she's doing a great job. This exercise is a hex squat. Notice she's keeping her knees back, hip hinging her hips back. She's keeping her shoulders in the pockets, keeping her cervical neck aligned with the rest of her spine. She could do more weight, but might as well keep it conservative and stay injury-free. So here is a box jump. Notice that it's superset with her hex squats. Now she's adding in that velocity factor into it. So she did a similar hex squat movement to a box jump. That is power. Next we see here a bicep curl to overhead press. Notice how she's getting her arms completely straight at the top. She's not bending her knees, and she's rotating the weights about 180 degrees as she presses up. Okay, that last one is a little bit tough. Here is a degression. If the bicep curl seems like a little much, you can always just go to a standard overhead press, bring it back down the shoulder, and press up. Here you need your abdominals to be engaged, almost like you're bracing for a punch from a 5-year-old. Here you see the power exercise superset with the overhead press. It's the med ball throws. Notice it's a very similar movement, but you're integrating the velocity factor by throwing your hands and the ball up as much as you can. You can use a med ball that's 10% of body weight. There you have it. Power exercises. A power exercise isn't a power exercise until it's superset with a max strength exercise. You have your max strength where you're lifting anywhere from 75 to 95% of your 1 rep max. I'd suggest to keep it in the 75 to 80% of your 1 rep max. Go for about 5 to 8 reps max. Take a little bit of a rest, and then do your power exercise, your velocity movement. I would suggest to keep your power movements, whether it's a box jump or overhead press, the list goes on. I would suggest to keep that about 6 reps, or if you're going by duration, 15 seconds is more than enough. Well, I hope you learned something during this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. If not, please comment below, tell me what you think, or email me at fastesttransition@gmail.com. Till next time, later.